Also tonight, a tsunami threat has now passed for the Pacific Northwest after a 7.0 magnitude quake hit off California's northern coast today. The quake hit shortly before noon. It was centered off the coast of Eureka. It briefly triggered a tsunami warning for millions of people along the coast from southern Oregon to San Francisco.
Scientists are issuing an extraordinary warning tonight as the ground beneath Northern California begins telling a story no one anticipated, and few are fully prepared to confront. Just moments ago, a shallow earthquake rippled through the region. Moments ago, that same shallow quake caught residents off guard, shaking communities from the Emerald Triangle to the most distant coastal towns. Yet the tremors felt at the surface may be minor compared to the threat now coming into sharp, unsettling focus. What this quake has exposed lies hidden beneath the land itself, largely unseen, poorly understood, and potentially far more dangerous. For decades, California's seismic destiny has been tied to the notorious San Andreas fault, a legendary scar in the Earth's crust stretching from the Salton Sea northward, infamous for catastrophic earthquakes and constant tectonic tension. But tonight, as scientists race to interpret a sudden surge in seismic activity, a swarm of rapid-fire, tiny earthquakes spread across wide swaths of Northern California, a different and unexpected danger has emerged. The shaking ground has revealed a previously concealed and complex earthquake zone, intricately connected to the San Andreas, yet far more elaborate and unpredictable than most existing models ever suggested. Emergency alerts flash across the Bay Area as authorities urge residents to brace for aftershocks. But inside scientific laboratories and research centers, a far more urgent discussion is unfolding. This is not routine seismic noise, warns Dr. Elias Russia of the USGS Northern California Seismic Center. We're seeing signals directly beneath our feet that point to something much larger. This is a fundamental discovery. With every new data point, geologists and disaster planners are realizing Northern California is not merely shaking. Its very identity as a seismic region is being rewritten in real time. Beneath the surface, seismic instruments are tracking a chaotic pattern of miniature quakes, each one a subtle clue guiding researchers toward a vast and elusive danger zone. The San Andreas fault, it appears, is not acting alone. Recent analyses triggered by multiple microquake swarms point to the existence of a hidden network of faults and a deep-seated tectonic structure, an intricate system capable of contributing to future major earthquakes, even as its full nature is still coming into focus. Tonight, Northern California stands at a crossroads. Hanging in the air is a troubling question. Is this the opening chapter of a new era of seismic risk, shaped by previously unknown complexity beneath the ground? The visible signs, cracked asphalt, swaying lampposts, the wail of emergency sirens, may be only the beginning. The greater threat lies deeper, invisible except to the most sensitive seismic instruments and the scientists deciphering their signals. With each aftershock, a clearer image emerges beneath valleys, forests, and cities, a labyrinth of faults, shifting rock formations, and hidden geological stresses. An underground battleground where the next major earthquake could be quietly taking shape. At the USGS Seismic Laboratory in Menlo Park, Dr. Russia and his team pore over live streams of seismic waveforms. Not all earthquakes are the same, Russia explains. Tonight's burst was shallow, surface-level energy that was strongly felt near the epicenter. But what concerns us most are the hundreds of faint, rapid tremors too small for people to feel, clustered in patterns we've never seen before. We're tracking swarms of microquakes, he continues, and their configurations suggest a fault system far more complex and expansive than anything we previously mapped. It's a zone of immense tectonic stress, broad, deep, and sometimes invisible to traditional surveys, capable of influencing regions well beyond San Francisco or Eureka. These ongoing microquakes are not background noise. They are signals, evidence of faults in motion and subsurface rock steadily building tension. The notable burst of activity only minutes ago served as a warning sign. Dr. Rush's instruments now reveal what the San Andreas and its surrounding environment may be indicating. The danger, scientists emphasize, is not confined to a single fault. It involves a broader, interconnected web, an intricate zone bound to the San Andreas and other regional structures. Northern California's seismic risk is evolving, and uncertainty is spreading through communities long accustomed to living under the shadow of the Big One. Local emergency command centers light up with urgent questions. Should neighborhoods evacuate? What are the chances of a second, stronger quake? Scientists studying the rapidly changing data urge calm, but also honesty. We're observing something fundamentally new and more complicated, Russia explains. 39 earthquakes in 24 hours is not normal background activity for California. These clusters are forming where multiple fault lines appear to intersect the San Andreas system. Each microquake may be a clue to larger stress patterns. So how did we get here? And what exactly are scientists uncovering deep within the Earth? The answer lies in advanced seismic imaging, a revolution in earthquake science that transforms faint vibrations into detailed three-dimensional maps of the planet's structure. In recent years, researchers have deployed thousands of ultra-sensitive instruments across Northern California, each tuned to detect the slightest seismic whisper. These earthquake ears, explains Dr. Anna Patel, a tectonic specialist based in Berkeley, have opened a rare window into the subsurface. When tonight's swarm struck, they revealed distinct patterns, a deeper network of fractures branching away from the known San Andreas zone. We believed we understood the region's risk, Patel says. Tonight, those assumptions have been challenged. Her data indicate that beneath Mendocino County, Humboldt Bay, and extending toward the ocean, snake-like fault lines zigzag between familiar traces of the San Andreas system. This isn't a single new fault, she clarifies. It's a fault network, a family of fractures and hidden rifts, each accumulating its own geological stress. Crucially, a deep block of ancient tectonic material, slowly shifting beneath communities once considered distant from California's primary earthquake hazards, may be on the move. A recent swarm of more than 100 microquakes has outlined this concealed and complex zone. People imagine the San Andreas as one line, Patel explains. But tonight's swarm shows we've been missing an entire chapter. This is a region where plates don't just slide, they fracture, shift, and store energy that can be released unpredictably. The emotional impact is tangible. Residents of Ferndale, Fort Bragg, and inland towns gather in emergency shelters, phones in hand, searching for updates and reassurance. Local radio replays memories of the devastating 1906 and 1989 earthquakes. But new phrases now dominate the conversation. Hidden fault network, megaquake potential, unprecedented hazard. A quiet unease settles in. Is Northern California facing a threat greater than previously understood? According to Patel and Russia, the answer is being uncovered in real time through ongoing scientific investigation and through the lessons written in the geology itself. Small earthquakes and swarms have long revealed hidden processes within fault systems, but never before have so many microquakes been recorded so densely or mapped in such detail in Northern California. Each tremor is a puzzle piece, evidence of dynamic and sometimes silent movement deep underground. Together, they suggest a region not fully at rest, storing energy that could drive future major events. Residents want certainty, answers, predictions, timelines. Emergency officials and scientists respond candidly. Our building codes and disaster plans were designed around what we believed was a primary threat, the San Andreas fault, admits State Emergency Operations Director Jason Reeve. But these microquakes and signs of a broader hidden fault network force us to rethink everything. Our hazard maps need revision. The zone of real risk is wider than we realized. By any measure, this represents a seismic awakening for the region, one that has shaken both the scientific community and the public. What would a major earthquake along one of these newly identified faults look like? Could Northern California face a disaster rivaling the most destructive events in its history? Or is this surge in activity a warning, an opportunity to strengthen preparedness before catastrophe strikes? The scientific answer, Dr. Patel explains, is as complex as the geology itself. The emerging megafault zone is not a single break, but a tangled system weaving beneath county lines and bay inlets, sometimes merging with branches of the San Andreas, elsewhere plunging deep underground. This structure was revealed only by tracking hundreds of small earthquakes through powerful computer models at national laboratories. Tonight's activity is not limited to the familiar San Andreas trace. It's unfolding within a newly identified, much broader seismic zone. What makes this discovery especially significant is the diversity of Earth movements involved. The San Andreas is a classic strike-slip fault, with plates sliding past each other. But this deeper system appears to combine twisting, compression, and possibly thrust motion, storing and releasing energy through mechanisms that are harder to predict using traditional models. That complexity increases uncertainty and broadens the range of possible earthquake scenarios. Adding to the concern is new imaging that hints at a buried chunk of tectonic material shifting within Northern California's crust. Advanced readings suggest it periodically releases stress as it interacts with surrounding rock. If such deep blocks are moving, Patel warns, they can redistribute stress across the entire fault network, affecting multiple faults at once and complicating predictions of future ruptures. As midnight approaches, anxious residents turn to news and social media, fixating on terms like hidden fault system and expanded hazard zone. Historical precedent fuels their fear. The 1906 quake devastated San Francisco, Russia notes. But that rupture occurred along a fault we thought we understood. Now we're seeing a system with far more interconnections, making future behavior harder to anticipate. This new reality permeates emergency briefings and community meetings. Are we approaching Northern California's next major seismic event? Scientists urge continued attention and preparedness rather than panic. As dawn breaks in research labs at UC Berkeley and mobile field stations near the epicenter, experts like Dr. Martina Fornelli analyze incoming data. This fault network has been hiding in plain sight, she says. Infrastructure designed around San Andreas assumptions is now under review. Highway patrols inspect bridges. Crews examine cracks in hospitals and schools, places once outside the highest hazard zones. Across the region, families secure furniture and emergency supplies. Crews in rural areas check gas lines and reservoirs. A shared sense of anticipation hangs in the air, as if the entire region is holding its breath. Scientists emphasize that stress is not confined to one fault, but spread across a broad, lead zone where energy can build for years before releasing unpredictably. The implications are profound. Northern California's seismic story is no longer about a single famous fault, but about a vast, interconnected system with the potential to reshape risk maps, emergency planning, and daily life. The ground has revealed another layer of its secrets, and the consequences are immediate. Preparedness, vigilance, and adaptation are no longer optional. California's new era of seismic risk has arrived. The question now is not whether the ground will move again, but whether communities will be ready when it does.